Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Enjoy the Goldilocks Productions presentation of the In the Psychic Flow Show with Carolan Carey.
Good evening, everyone. How are you tonight? Thank you for tuning in to In the Psychic Flow. I'm so glad you could join me. We are reaching you from Sarasota, Florida. We had a rainy day here, stormy day, but we have a lovely sunset starting. And we have a fabulous guest on this evening, which I'm going to tell you about, the psychic Joanne Leo. She is phenomenal. I would like to just say to you, thank you for joining us. My name is Carolan. My website is carolancarey.com, and I'm the Psychic Medium of Sarasota, or SRQ as we refer to it. So please look up my website and drop me a line. Let me know how you like the show. If you'd like to book a reading, that would be fabulous as well. Always glad to hear from you. I just want to mention one event that I know Joanne is going to be at, and myself, and we'll see who else is going to be there. This is July 27th, 28th, Sarasota Mystic Fair on Route 41, Tamiami Trail. That's at the Sarasota Municipal Auditorium. It is the biggest and the best psychic fair. Well, all kinds of psychic practitioners, lectures, raffle. Let's see what else we have. Vendors. They have crystals. They have clothing, food. They must have 30-something readers, all different types, tarot, spirit, all kinds of things going on. Free lectures all day. There is a door admission price. I think it's $7, and then your readers vary in price, but they are all affordable as compared to probably usually. A lot of people give a discount at psychic fairs. I know I do. So I hope to see you there. That is a Friday and Saturday. That's next week. So if you're in Southwest Florida, please join us. Okay, so I want to tell you a little bit about our guest, who is psychic Joanne Leo. She is a frequent radio personality guest on the Jimmy Mack Show, on Goldilocks Productions, and on my show as well. She has been a six-figure corporate exec in her past life here before she started doing a lot of her psychic numerology, her tarot with a twist, and readings with a heart. She is phenomenal. All you need to do with Joanne is to give her your date of birth, your birth name, and the information that she pulls from the heaven, I guess, she's going to talk to you about that, is phenomenal. So without wasting any more of your time and Joanne's, I am delighted to bring her on tonight. Buckle up, because there's one thing about Joanne that I really, really appreciate. She has a big heart, but boy, I'll tell you, if you need to hear something, she's going to tell you. So she doesn't sugarcoat it. So with that warning, I'm bringing on Joanne Leo. Welcome, Joanne.
Hi, Carolan. Great to be with you again.
Oh, good to have you. So good to have you. Did I give enough warning labels?
I think that pretty much describes it, yeah.
Oh, good. I have somebody, when you're ready, I want to talk to you about, just to explain a little bit about how you reach your information. I think our listeners would like to hear that. I know they've heard it before, but there might be some new people that are not familiar. So if you could explain a bit how you use the date of birth and the birth name would be fabulous.
Well, I'm so glad you brought that up, because I do think we do get some new listeners along the way. Our soul never dies, and we reincarnate our soul. We choose our lessons, and when we go from one lifetime to another, we go up to heaven and we do our work. We join with loved ones. We decide what we accomplished so great in the past life, what we didn't make happen. And when we're ready, our soul says, okay, I'm ready to go back down there, and we choose our blueprints. And our blueprint, we choose our mother, our father, our siblings, our relatives, our teachers, our schools, the work we do, our friends, children, the good, the bad, the ugly, the ups, the downs, the ins and the outs, because I truly believe that life is like a book with many different chapters. But when you can understand your blueprint, when you can work on yourself, you can become your cheerleader, you can get to the part where your power's turned on, where you can overcome some stumbling blocks, and that's what I do. And as you know, I lovingly but strongly tell it like it is.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do, but in a very loving way. And you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way. There's no sense scheduling an appointment with the reader of your choice if you're not going to get the truth. If you don't want the truth, I'm sure there's plenty of psychics out there you could contact. But if you really want the truth and you really want to know how to fix your life or change your life or go in a different direction, you need people who are going to be honest with you. And it's not a hurtful honest. It's, I'm holding your hand along the way. Would that explain how you deal with people?
Exactly. I want to be the cheerleader. I want to be the support. My motto is to inspire so people can aspire. And sometimes it's a little tough hearing sometimes things, or what I find so much is people will say once I've done their chart, oh my God, it's like you nailed me. You helped me so much, or that is like spot on. And when I hear that, I just say, thank you, God, because my prayers are answered. Because there are many times when I say, you know what, I've been doing this 35 years, time to hang up the stirrups. And sure enough, the phone will ring off the hook. My book gets filled up like crazy. I said, well, I guess I'm not quitting. So.
Well, I'm very glad you're not quitting because we need you.
Yeah.
Listen, I have a very special caller, and I wasn't going to tell you who it is. So let me see if you can guess who it is. Let's take our first caller, area code 941.
Hi, Carolan. Hi, Joanne.
Hi.
Do you know who this is?
Is that Laura?
Yes.
It's Laura.
I know that angel voice. I know that angel voice upside down and inside out.
Right,
oh,
right.
You're so sweet.
Well, we kind of messed up.
How are you all doing, guys? It's so nice to hear your voices again. And
we're doing great. Are you going to be at the Sarasota Mystic Fair, Laura?
Yes, I am.
Oh,
yeah.
Good. Okay, so Laura Romero has her own radio show. She is a host on Angels and Healing Light. Is that correct? I know it's Angels.
That's it.
That's it.
You got it.
And she is one of the best healers, premier healers, readers, anything to do with angels. Laura's your person. So please check her out at the Southwest biggest psychic event going next weekend, July 27th, 28th at the Sarasota Municipal Auditorium. Laura will be there. I will be there. Joanne, Leon. Now, we may have a few other people on Goldilocks Productions. I'm not sure, but we will let you know. And so the best of the best, the creme de la creme, will be there with their boots on. So please join us. Okay, enough of that. So, Laura, I am so glad that you joined us. Would you like a reading from Joanne Leo, from Psychic Joanne Leo?
I would love a reading from the fabulous Psychic Joanne Leo. Thank you very much.
Okay, go do it.
All right, Laura, give me your birthday, hon.
Like the year I was born to? Does it have to be the right one, or can I make one? Just kidding. May the 10th, 1960.
Okay, perfect.
She's a baby, and she's worried about giving the year away. Please.
I don't know if I told you this, but, it's kind of like this is really kind of your time. It's an 18-month cycle. We go through this, every 8 years or whatever, our soul goes through this transformation kind of thing. I like to compare it to like a caterpillar crawling up the stem, and it's about 5 inches long, and it goes down to like a half an inch and wraps up in a chrysalis. And for the longest time, it does its work, liquefies, and comes out a beautiful butterfly. That's kind of where you're at for 18 months here. It's kind of like it's definitely transformation. What serves me well, it's kind of like going up into an attic that you've been putting stuff up there for 8 years, and you open up the door and you go, oh my God, how did all the stuff get up here? People, places, and things. And so you start going through it. This is a treasure. This is a keeper. And you start working your way through and making your piles of, let me think about this. And your other pile is definitely got to go. So it's really kind of like a cleansing, but also an enlightenment at the same time. It's perfect for the spiritual work that you've embarked on, because this started hitting you, and I want to say a good, let's say, January, then last September. So by the time we get to, I want to say, we got September, and then I got 6 on that. So by March of next year, you're going to be transformed, darling.
Okay.
Really sorting out what's good for you, what's not good for you, what's healthy for you, what's not healthy for you. I really feel that that's great. Share with them that when I saw you and I did a reading about your house.
I'm very pleased to tell you that it closed yesterday. And you told me that it would happen in July, and Carolan, so did you.
Oh, good.
You both did, so it closed yesterday.
Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
We're happy about that. And, that part of this work, and you know this, and Carolan does too, confirmation is the fruit of our labor.
Yes.
It really, when you get confirmation, it's kind of like, okay, thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit, for helping me. Thank you, angels. So that's really a good thing. A lot of family stuff coming up for you this summer. Are you doing a reunion or a family get-together?
My mom is in the process of getting ready to move here, and my remaining brother is vacillating back and forth as to whether or not he is going to make that change.
He's not gonna decide. I would say he's on the teeter-totter, so to speak, but he's probably not going to decide to the fall of really where he's at. What's his birthday, Laura? Do you know?
Yes, his birthday is March the 1st of 1963.
Okay, so he's okay, this makes so much sense to me. This is all about decisions this year. This is all about him weighing things out. He can procrastinate a little bit. Is that true? He's procrastinating over this?
Oh, he doesn't like to make change at all.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you that I see that about him because he's the kind of guy that he likes. Everything's got to be in order and got to be a plan, So he doesn't. This would not be a guy I would throw a surprise party for. Okay, he would not like that at all.
No.
But when I look at his year here, I know that he's vacillating this summer. Okay, I know that. But I looked at your chart and I look at his chart, and I do see the fall that there's some changes being made or where he's becoming a little bit more flexible. Next year, let's see where he's going to be next year. Is all about. Is he worried about a money situation?
Yes, his company's gone out of business and is in receivership, and so the company that's managing it right now, he's working for, and they keep saying, okay, you can stay for another month, and so he really doesn't know what his future is in terms of work.
Well, that's what I'm getting really strongly in his chart, but that's, I think, going to be the deciding factor of what he's going to go through in the fall, because it's really kind of like trying to get grounded, trying to forge ahead, even when there's uncertainty, because this summer is tough for him as far as being on the, it's like, I don't know if people know what a teeter-totter is, but, those were the ones in the park where you sit on one end and on the other end and you go up and down and all that kind of stuff. That's
a very good description.
That's where I feel he's at. But I really, in the end, I'll feel he's going to be here.
Oh, I hope so.
Mm-hmm. If I can interject, Joanne, I feel like I have Laura's brother, Walt, who transitioned to the other side, and he's showing me throwing in the towel as a regard to your brother.
Okay.
And he said he should throw in the towel because he's refusing to accept reality at the moment, but a better life is for him. So I think he might be pushed to join all of you, but even if it's only temporary, and Walt says, I will be there too. So he's not one to be left out. He's shoving a whole bunch of stuff into, it looks like a Volkswagen Beetle. I don't know if he had one or not, but it kind of reminds me of a hippie Beetle. And, with flowers on the side. He's got this big dog jammed in there and something else and, all kinds of paraphernalia. And he's like, I'm on my way. So I just wanted to pass that on to you. He has a good sense of humor.
Oh, he does. Thank you.
Yeah, so I think you'll have a nice bit of putting it as a reunion, Joanne. That was excellent because I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, well, it'd be interesting. Or keep me posted on this, though, because I do see it kind of almost like a plan. And I know that he's going back and forth on this at the moment, but that's all going to be resolved. And plus the fact, what's really that I get very strongly, once he gets here, I think he's going to get some opportunities that's going to change the whole flavor of this whole thing. Walt
says it's a come to Jesus moment. So I think he's a pretty straight shooter. So I thought I think we'd leave you at that. I hope that cheers you up. Congratulations on your house sale. That's wonderful. Love your show. You were just amazing. Thank you, ladies. I thought that was great. I've got some callers stacking up. Is there anything else, Joanne, you want to give to Laura?
I love her. I'll see her next weekend.
Okay.
I love you both, too. And you, too, Tiffany. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay. I felt a little bit bad because I had tried to get Myrna Lou, who was on last week doing palm readings, we had so many, we could not get to them all. So, and Laura was one of the ones that we couldn't get to, so I wanted to make sure she hooked up with you today. So anyway, so thank you, Joanne, for doing that. Your next victim, if I may say that, is area code 865. 865. Caller, are you there, please?
Hi, yes, thank you. Hi, I'm Carolan and Joanne. I'm a first-time caller.
Oh, welcome.
Great.
What's your name?
Birth name, Linda Jones. Birthday 1556.
Okay, honey, what was your first name?
Linda, Linda Jones, Jones.
Okay.
1556.
Okay. I'm just going to do your first name, honey, because I can't, when I do a whole chart, I spend an hour with you.
Okay.
Let's see what's going on with you. Oh, this is interesting. When you were listening when I was talking to Laura, it's really funny how things go in cycles. Like I can work in
I
events.
know, because you told her some things, and when you were, and I put my hand up. I put my right hand up.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
It's really hilarious. It's really hilarious because the baseline numbers that I was talking to Laura about, yours are exactly the same, and it's so wild. I could do a house party, and there'll be women from different factors, and it's the commonality of the numbers is like unbelievable. So yes, you're going through this 18-month cycle, sweetheart. And like I was telling Laura, it's probably started in September. You'll feel some of the effects of that. But it's going to really, and I'm not always going to say that it's going to be hunky-dory while you're going through this 18 months. Some of it might be putting a bow on something or closing the door on a person, place, or thing, too. So,
yeah, I'm thinking of moving. Actually, I like to move to Florida. I've been thinking about Florida a lot. Yeah.
Well, it's amazing because Florida offers so much opportunity these days. The jobs are more plentiful than they've been in years past. Some of the communities that they're building are lovely. But like I said, this is kind of like a retooling of yourself and really going through people, places, and things that no longer serve you or that you need to look at as a good for me, not good for me, healthy for me, not healthy for me. And I love when I do my life coaching, it kind of comes out along the way when I do a chart, is, you know, I love being able to help people get unstuck or find their power button again. You know, a lot of times we give our power away to people, places, and things, and we wind up with some boo-boos. You know, so this is a perfect time for you to kind of love yourself through the process. That's a really good, that just came out of the ether, is love yourself through the process. So I would say that this is going to be very interesting because I really feel like this has been where you're going to be much happier of finding some sort of joy once you can get yourself unstuck. And don't let anybody, and I mean anybody with a capital A.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Make you feel guilty, okay? Guilt and fear cripple people.
Yes.
And in order to do guilt, you have to do something wrong. If you didn't do something wrong, keep marching, baby.
Thank you.
Great reading.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good luck to you, Linda.
Blessings, ladies. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
That was remarkable, Joanne. Thank you so much. You know, I think one of the things that really makes you stand out, well, a lot of things make you stand out, Joanne, but in particular, you know, when we say you do readings with the heart, you do, because you are there for backup if there's a question. And you do mention, you know, with all change comes change for the better, but sometimes we have to let go of things to make room for that change, you know, or clean out the closet. So that's a very good point that you brought up. It's not all easy, you know. Sometimes you got to make space in your life for the new changes. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, yes, I do. I say this, and it really is very powerful if we can all kind of take this under our hats for a minute. Change is good. Change is scary. When you think about it in those terms, remember, fear will keep you stuck. So I like to teach or inspire, because, you know, I love to inspire, is what else is possible? What else is possible through this dilemma, through this problem, through this roadblock? I'm stuck. How do I get unstuck? What else is possible? You see, rather than focus in on why I'm stuck, gonna stay stuck, you know, you've got to jump up. You've got to jump out.
True. And you have to, and it's not easy. Any change, like moving to another state, going back to school, breaking up a relationship, maybe starting a new one, all of these things have some painful points in them, difficulties, you know, that have to be overcome. And it's not an easy thing, but you know what? Some of the stuff I've been through in my life, it wasn't fun at the time, but I'm so glad I did it, you know. Like, for instance, moving down here, I just thought I would never get down here. I didn't know where I was going to live. I didn't know how I was going to do anything. You know, spirit just brings you. So thank you for being such a good life coach as well. Your next caller is area code 678. You ready?
I was ready.
Okay.
Hello,
678.
Hello, my name is Casey, and my birthday is 9/20/79.
Hey, Casey, do you spell it with a C or a K, honey?
A C.
Okay, let's see where you're at this year? Well, first of all, I'm going to tell you things haven't been easy for you so far, right? A lot of changes coming up.
Yes, ma'am.
One thing I have to tell you, sweetheart, is love yourself through it, okay? Because I don't want you to lose your cool. And people will take advantage of you emotionally to light your fire. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Ooh.
So I have a philosophy when I teach, and if you got a piece of paper, I would write this down so that you can look at this so that you can be true to yourself. And those that anger you will conquer you. Now let me explain something. Look at all the energy it takes to think about how hurt or disappointed or what this person has done to us, okay? You take energy to think about it, and then you stew over it, and then you talk about it, and then you're stuck in it, and it goes round and round like a merry-go-round. Don't give your power away is what I'm trying to tell you here. I think you need to love yourself through these changes. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a move? Are you anticipating a move?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Not that I know of.
Okay. Joanne, what are you getting?
I'm getting that things are coming up, and I don't know if somebody's poking the bear with you or not. Is that what you've been feeling? Is that you've been stretched or pushed into, some uncomfortable situations? Let's put it that way.
Like into an uncomfortable situation.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be something with that. Mhm.
Yeah, I know it because I'm looking right at it, honey. You can't get away from me with the numbers. It's my spirit guy's a pretty tough marker. So, I do feel that first of all, to thy own self be true. So you better get straight of not letting people pull you apart or making you feel like a rug. Do you know what they do with a rug?
Yes.
What do they do with the rug? They
walk on
all
it.
over it. They
Mhm.
wipe their
Walk.
feet on it.
Mhm.
Don't be the rug. But definitely state your case and to thy own self be true. I do feel that you need to get into some positive affirmations. I think you need to start calling and drawing the lines of what's acceptable and not acceptable for you and start taking your power back.
Okay.
And don't be afraid. It's not that you have to argue or be mean or out of the park, so to speak. You just got to stick to the I statement. I am not comfortable. I am not happy. I am disappointed. I am finished. Whatever the case may be, you use I because there's no fight with I. If you and I go and I go you, well, you and I are going to fight. But if I stand in my eye, baby, I'm just talking about me.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
So you got to get this straightened out here. Stop playing the same old game. All right?
Okay.
Okay, Casey.
Good luck, hon.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, that was a tough call.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, that's a tough one when you can't go forward because you're stuck and you not even sure you're stuck, you know?
Well, the thing is that she's going through uncomfortable or maybe feeling like she's, fenced in, so to speak. And you don't have to stay fenced in.
Right.
So,
Yeah. I think when she turns that corner, she'll be fine.
I do too.
Yeah. Okay. Our next caller is area code 732. Are you there, please?
Yes, I'm here. Hi. Hello, my name is James. My
Hi, James.
birthday is...
Hi, James.
Hello. Do you need my birthday?
I do.
It's May 1st, 1973.
Okay. You know, this is the third caller tonight that has the same numbers as Laura and Linda. So, have you been listening, James, at all since the beginning of the show?
Yes.
Okay. It's that cycle, that year-and-a-half cycle that I was talking about when I was talking to Laura and Linda. And so this is kind of like you really making the changes that are going to be to your benefit of, getting rid of people, places, and things, and change the scenery emotionally, mentally, spiritually.
That's so true. It's so true. I had to cut off a lot of people. I was in something, and I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. But what I want to say to you is, remember what I said. Guilt and fear keep people stuck. Okay, and it jades our vision of how to see what's best for us. Do you see what I'm saying? So think about the addict that I said. What are the keepers? What are the people, places, and things that are the keepers? What do you need to think about? Good for me, not good for me, healthy for me, not healthy for me, and definitely what has got to go, people, places, and things. I think you're going to find a lot more joy and happiness once you can get through this cycle of you taking more of a direction of your joy and happiness and stop doing the guilt and, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and all this other stuff.
Wow. Oh, no, I hear you. Yeah, because it's like, it was the worst couple of years because I was in a relationship, and I'm just going to make it quick. When I got out, I felt crazy, and I was with either a narcissist or a sociopath, so I healed myself, and when I healed myself, it opened my eyes to all the abuse that was there in my own life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I had to cut off family. I had to cut off toxic people and all those people. And I don't feel guilty anymore because I was never taught boundaries. So now I have boundaries. Now I can say the word no. But it kind of hurt me that I had to cut off my sister when she told me that a couple of weeks ago. She told me that she said something really nasty to me, saying like I make things up in my own brain. That never happened.
Well, everybody's got a story, James. I'm going to tell you that. And I tell a story, and I think it's important. It's all on how we interpret things. What happens to you is your story. The person that's, whether it's a family member or a friend or whatever, they haven't walked in your moccasins. You understand? So I tell a story. My mother, who was a 5-star general, had 3 children, and could say, throw out the garbage. I'm the oldest. I'd say, no problem, I'll get to it. Okay? My brother Tom, no, I'll do it right away, Mom. And then my brother Jimmy would be, what's garbage, man? So it all depends on how somebody interprets it. Doesn't make it true. So get that straight. That's her truth, not your truth.
Right. I have I have 3 older sisters, and the 4 of us can go through something as a family, and we all have a different perspective of what happened. And the details, it's amazing. I'll say something, and my one sister will say, that didn't happen. Or somebody else will say, I didn't remember that. Or, it's everybody's perspective. So Joanne is correct. Right. This is your story. No one else's. Yours.
Right.
Good for you, James.
Yep. So
thank you very much.
You're welcome, James. Have a good night.
Oh, you too.
Nice to have a gentleman call in. Most of our callers are female. I think that because they are perhaps more open to it, but I'd love to have the gentleman call in and get their perspective, So that was a tough reading, too. It's tough to have people going through something, because it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. You know, that's a tough space to be.
You know, when I was studying with my numerology teacher, and she was a tough teacher. You didn't chew gum and you didn't look sideways, because she said, this is very serious. You're dealing with people's souls.
Mm-hmm.
So she taught me, you know, I mean, this was, you know, not when you're doing this work, I mean, and I do a lot of praying as well as you do, so that we can, you know, we didn't apply for this job. We got appointed. So
right.
I think when people can understand that a light worker is somebody who has really signed up to work in the light, really, and to help souls on their journey on this life I call a school. It's like, you know, okay, what did I learn today, and what am I going to learn tomorrow?
Right. Exactly. It is a dedication, and it is people's lives. So you're right. I thought that was beautiful. But thank you for sharing that as well. Thank you for giving people hope as they're going through the dark hallways, I call them. You know, you have a hallway, and then you have several doors that are closed to you in your imagination. You're going, okay, I'm in the hallway, and it's dark. And I open this door, and that's not the door. Then you open the next door, and that's not the door. And you kind of get stuck in the hallway, and it's dark and lonely. But something propels you to open the third door, and that's your door. You know, and you just have to have faith, and you have to know that everybody goes through this. So it's not just you, and I think you're very encouraging, Joanne. Thank you so much. Your next caller is area code 845. 845, you there?
Hello?
Hi, thanks for waiting.
Yes. My name is Maria. I was born in May 15, 1942. I want to ask, my daughter, she's going to work somebody who didn't name it Charles. You think they're going to work together nice?
Oh, she's with a fella? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, honey, what's your first name? Spell it for me, please.
Excuse me?
Can you spell your name for Joanne, please?
Oh.
Your first name.
No, my daughter. They're going to work here. They're going to work with somebody with the name of Charlie. They're going to make a friend, you know, they're going to work nice together.
What's your daughter's name?
The guy, Charlie. Oh, my daughter. Kat, my daughter.
Catherine?
Yes.
Okay. And what is Catherine's birthday?
1975, Junior 26.
What is it? I'm
Junior
sorry.
26
what?
Is 70. Junior 26 is 75.
Oh.
Okay. June 26, 1975. Well, this is a very good year for her. Let's see. Hold on. Is she getting married in the fall?
What?
Is she getting married to this fella in the fall?
My daughter, no.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my daughter, never.
And what's your question for Catherine?
See, they're going to work together. And, you know, and be okay, work together.
They're going to work together?
Yeah, with the guy, the name is Charles.
I understand his name is Charles. I know his name is Charles. Work together in work or in a relationship? You got to be specific here.
We're going to be in a relationship.
Yeah, okay. As long as there's three things: trust, respect, and communication. As it stands right now, I got a yes.
Yes.
That's the answer to your question. Okay?
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joanne. Our next caller is area code 614.
Hello?
Hi, what's
Hi.
your name, please?
My name is Filson.
Spell it for me, hon.
Filsan, like Nancy.
Okay. And what's your birthday, Filson?
It's May 12th. Me the year?
Yeah, if you got it.
May 12, 1994.
All right. So, did you just go through a situation, I'd say April, May, and June, where you were really stuck or frustrated?
Did you say a job in June?
No, I said April, May, and June. Did you feel like you were stuck or in a hard situation that you needed to work on?
Yes.
Yeah, and I really feel like it really was like a struggle for you. But I really feel like you need to get your head very clear here, so that you're not you're not just going back and forth and reiterating. I think when it comes to people, a lot of times you have rose-colored glasses on. Is that true?
Yes.
And when you have rose-colored glasses on, I'm going to tell you this in the most loving way I can, is that you get duped. Because everything looks beautiful or whatever, and you're not seeing the way it is, or the person for what they are. You got to call it the way you see it, like an umpire in a baseball game. It's a ball, it's a strike, it's a single, double, triple, out of the park, home run. Because I think your heart gets broken or you get misinterpreted. Is that correct?
Yes.
So, in order to say I love you or to be in a loving relationship, you got to have three cornerstone things. The first is trust, respect, and communication. And you have to have boundaries. And you of all people with your name, need to write your boundaries and your non-negotiable list. Because you will keep picking the same person over and over and over again. Is that clear?
Yes.
Nothing's going to change. There'll be a different hair color or different height or whatever. It's the same person because you're not in charge. You just go with the flow, and you have rose-colored glasses on, and by the time you're all in, you're discombobbled. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So, non-negotiable list, I'll just run them through real quick because I do this every day, when I do readings and I read through my non-negotiable list. The first thing on the top is I refuse to be an enabler or a rehab center. So if they're an alcoholic, did drugs, reformed, whatever, I'm not going there. If they're a liar or a cheater in a past relationship, adios amigo. They have to be somebody who's a great communicator, somebody who's family-oriented, somebody who's definitely goal-oriented. Or you're going to keep picking the same guy. You have to go through a long laundry list here where it's clear. So that when you meet these people, you don't have rose-colored glasses on. You learn to ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
If the guy doesn't get along with his mother or his sister, guess how he's going to treat women? You got it?
Yes.
Great.
So
that's very valid, Joanne. Also, we see things. We see a gentleman. We see what we want to see about him, not what is actually there. And sometimes there is a facade. There is a veneer there, and they're on their best behavior. But we're not seeing it as it really is because we want to see the best in people. We want a relationship. He's a good-looking guy or whatever, and we're like, we can make this work. If there's a couple of strikes against you, it might save you a lot of heartache. Right, Joanne?
Exactly. Exactly. You know, Susan, I want to just tell you, to thy own self be true. Your identity doesn't come from the guy that you like or you love or whatever. It's an accent. It's an embellishment, but it's not. You have to be true to yourself first. If you want it to be healthy. So I see you making some changes. You may move or make some different strategies by October, November, and December. I think you need to stop being all over the place and start setting your goals.
Okay.
All right.
Good job. Thank you, Susan. Thank you for calling in. Have a good night. Our next caller is 515. Are you there, please?
Hi, it's Jennifer.
Hi.
And my birthday
Hi, Jennifer.
is. Hi. It's 8576.
Okay.
Well, so you've got a lot of decisions to make this year, weighing things out. Is that correct?
I'm making a lot of changes. Yep.
Big time.
Yep.
There's something legal that was going on January, February, March, or was there something with paperwork or something that you had to make decisions on?
This last January, February, yes.
Okay, January, February, March. So I got legal papers, or I've got definitely contracts here. I definitely feel like you don't want to. It's kind of like it's almost like I feel like there's something resistant going on with you. What's resistance? Are you being resistant, or are you facing resistance?
It's a very toxic work situation.
Yep. Okay. I do feel like. Are you putting out resumes or doing something different? Because I do feel October, November, and December there's a new direction. It's either like you move forward and move out of that situation, or being transferred to a different situation. Are you putting out resumes?
Not exactly. I just went back to school, hoping for career change, and that schooling should be done in the next year and a half. But a lot of reorganization with work. So we're under a new department, and it looks like my focus is changing or transitioning into a new area. So I'm kind of a little worried they might try and get rid of me or my manager. It's just us in our department. They kind of put us under someone new.
Well, let me tell you what's going to happen here. If you are resistant to change, if you're resistant or you are got a negative attitude, or you come across with a negative attitude, you're going to get nailed. Okay? So the positive wins here.
Oh, no, I'm totally open to change and was pretty open with the new boss, saying willing to learn new things and take on new responsibilities that way.
Well, don't be getting to the point where you're fighting somebody else's battles or defending another person when they got everybody under a microscope if they're being absorbed like this.
Yeah.
So,
oh, no, trust me, I'm focusing on me.
Come out the winners here. Don't be choosing sides. You just better jump into what the change. It's like, it's kind of like the tide goes in and the tide goes out. Okay? You better roll with that tide, baby.
Okay. And I have a feeling they're going to try and get rid of my boss.
That's her problem, not yours.
Yeah. No, which would be totally fine with me because she's part of the big problem.
Right. All I can tell you is that you have better put a positive attitude and skip right along with the positive changes and be part of the team.
Okay.
That's my suggestion to you. I feel like next year, definitely, you're in a power year. and with graduating, getting your new degree, I think, or however certificate or whatever you're going to get, is definitely going to be a plus for you. But you've got to tread these waters. That's what I'm going to tell you.
Yep.
Very good.
Okay,
Lots of luck to you,
thank you,
Jennifer.
Thank you. Bye.
Good reading. Let me remind everyone of your website, Joanne. It is Psychic Joanne Leo. It is Joanne, Joanne, Leo, like the lion, Leo.com. What else do we have here? Did you want me to give the phone number out, or did you want to do it?
Absolutely, because I only work by appointment now.
Okay.
So they have to call for an appointment or send me an email, which is the Psychic Joanne Leo at Gmail. But
okay.
My phone number is 727-743-3400.
Fabulous. Thank you so much. I just wanted to reiterate that so everyone knew. There's some wonderful testimonials on there, and I can tell you Joanne has been a great life coach for me. Her readings with a heart and tarot with a twist, quite unusual, very different, better than any other reading, I would say. If you have to pick and choose, Joanne is the one that you should choose. And let me get back. I think I got one more caller. Area code 256. Are you there, please?
Yes, I am. My name is Kimberly from Georgia.
Hey.
Hi, Kimberly.
Hi. And my birth date is November 5th, 1970.
Okay. 1970. Okay. So we got a 3, 9, 7. So your last year and a half has not been your easy rodeo, correct?
Say again?
Your last year and a half was not an easy rodeo, am I correct?
Oh, you're spot on.
Okay. So now you're into a new cycle. Now, you, with your little soul, okay, because it comes out of your birth date too, you have to be very, very careful with medicine, alcohol, drugs, anything like that, because it took you out in one of your lifetimes. So, it's like even a sensitivity to, like, let's say somebody takes 500 milligrams of something, you'd have to probably take half. But when it comes to alcohol or it comes to any kind of substance, you have to be extremely careful because it is a karmic thing for you. I would say that, no, hold on a second. Okay. So this year, and I'm looking at right now, are you working right now, Kimberly?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So there's some changes coming up July, August, and September. Are you going through some sort of struggle at work or at home?
No.
Okay. Have you thought about leaving your job?
No. In fact, I'm going to, maybe the transition from one job to another. And this is a new and better environment that I'm going to now.
That's what I'm talking about, the change. I'm looking at a change,
okay.
A very big change cycle. So,
okay.
Yes, it could be changing jobs, could be changing departments, could be changing structure, and that kind of thing. But I really feel like you're going to be a happy camper with this change. I really do.
Okay.
What emotional stuff has been giving you a problem this year?
Well, I had the past year, I left a narcissistic relationship, so I'm on the path of loving myself and, being more positive and having a better energy.
Well, it's got to start with loving yourself first, because when you love yourself, you make better choices.
Correct.
And you also have to I always like to look at what, like, really, if you just got out of or changed a relationship or got out of a relationship, whether it's a relationship, a marriage, a living situation, or whatever, you got to step outside the circle, look at it, and say, what was my lesson? Because if you don't do that, you're going to pick the same kind of person in a different way. And by loving yourself, you definitely will make better choices, but you got to have a non-negotiable boundary list.
Oh, exactly. That's one of my lessons that I learned. Yes.
Well, very good, because then you're on the right path. But I do feel like October, November, and December, I really feel like that it's more solid for you. I really feel that you've got to work on you. That's the most important thing that you've got going for you this year. And I wouldn't be jumping into any relationship till we hit January of next year.
Okay. That's fine with me.
That's a great reading. Thank you for calling in, Kimberly.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Joanne, let me ask you something. We have a few more minutes left. I wanted to ask I don't know if you do this or not, but what's your impression for 2020? What can our listeners and ourselves bring forth? What do we need to do to bring forth so 2020 is a good year?
2020, I love it, the energy of it, because it signifies having a strong foundation or making plans or setting goals. It's all about being true to oneself. It's also about truth. It's also about, digging for the facts, because then you can choose a better path. So I like 2020 because it's solid. It doesn't move around. It's pretty, steady and concrete of you making benchmarks. And also getting our own personal security about self-esteem, and also working towards our goals. I think it puts a real nice spin on that. As far as the world, or I can only talk about the United States, I think it's all about restructuring or getting it organized. Things are like mishmash right now. But it'll be more structured. There's going to be more structure. It also represents right and wrong, which is good in a lot of our lives. What's good for me, not good for me, healthy for me, not healthy for me. You know how I talk about that. So it's kind of like a personal thing for people to work on themselves as well.
Mm-hmm. I feel I too have felt, and I don't know why, because I don't do this the same kind of work that you do, but I'd always felt that this year was like a preparation year for next year. Like this is the year to get your ducks in a row, so you can shine next year. That's kind of how I feel.
Right. Well, this year is, it's been about, more levity. It could be ring around the rosy. It could be scattered energy. And so, that's where people have to really kind of go into this next 2020. It won't be scattered. It'll be like more structure and more, it'll be like drawing the line down there. Good for me, not good for me, healthy for me, not healthy for me. Mm-hmm. Setting goals. A lot of people will redecorate their houses. They'll start working on their health better. A lot of different things where it's structure.
Well, that's fabulous. I think that's good news. Very good news.
Yeah.
And I appreciate your ability to do that, to forecast that for our listeners and for myself. Appreciate it very much. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the fabulous Joanne Leo, Psychic Joanne Leo. If you're in town next week, please join us. Laura Romero will be there. I will be there. Joanne Leo will be there. Many, many more readers and healers and all kinds of things going on next weekend, Sarasota Mystic Fair. So please don't miss it in our beautiful city by the water on the Gulf. So thank you, Joanne, so much for being with us and spending time with us. It's always a pleasure.
And Myrna's going to be with us, too, the palm reader.
Oh, right, Myrna's going to be there. Fabulous. And if you've never had your palm read, you're really going to enjoy it. She is fabulous. So thank you, listeners. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a good evening. Enjoy. Till next time.